plaintiff, Kenneth Adams, was friends with the defendant, and he claims she thinks she's God's gift to men. Kenneth says after the defendant got breast surgery, he loaned her money for a tummy tuck. But Kenneth is suing because she has yet to repay him. Defendant Samaya Taylor says Kenneth is a violent drunk who often made sexual gestures towards her, even though he was having sex with a 27-year-old crackhead. Samaya is countersuing for breach of contract and emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I've been knowing Miss Taylor for 12, 13 years. And Miss Taylor thinks she's so pretty, she's God's gift to the world. She
thinks she is, you say?
She thinks she's God's gift to the world. She's had a butt done, a breast done, and a stomach.
How do you
Try
know?
to look younger, because this loan is the one that paid for her stomach. I told Miss Taylor, I say, I'll loan you the money in good faith as long as you promise to pay it back. Well,
Where do you know her from?
I met her through a mutual friend.
And what happened after you all met? Did you start dating or something?
No, sir, never dated her, never wanted to date her.
See her often or something?
No, sir. The most I've seen her, sir, I had back surgery February the 8th. I had 3 discs repaired. And her mutual friend, the bank robber, I rented from him. I rented from him, Your Honor.
Don't even got a
I'm going
name.
to tell you like it is, Your Honor. I'm going to tell you exactly like it is. After I had back surgery, Your Honor, I rented a room from him. She'd come over every day after she get off from work. So I found out that her and the bank robber called themselves trying to play me. So when she asked to borrow the $5,000, I told her, I said, I'll loan it to you in good faith as long as you promise to pay it back. Because I have always been a good guy to all of them.
You've known her for 12 years. How often would you see her per year? Would you estimate?
Maybe once or twice.
Once or twice a year.
Until I rented the room from him.
All right, so once or twice a year for 12 years, you saw the woman 24 times over the course of 12 years, yet you decided to give her $5,000 or loan her $5,000 to enhance her body. Why?
Your Honor, I lived with the bank robber 6 months, and every day she came by. Every night she got off work, she'd come by.
To see who?
To the bank robber, not
So
me.
why she didn't get the $5,000 from the bank robber? He was a poor bank robber?
Yes, sir. Very poor. Very poor. She kept coming by, and we sit in the front, talk, have a drink together, me, her, and the bank robber. And all of a sudden, she told me, she said that I want to have my stomach done. She said I need to buy it. I didn't say nothing. So some kind of way, he got wind I was finna get a lump sum of money. And he told her.
To ask you.
And she came to me and asked me to loan her first $3,000. So I told her, I'll think about it. So just before I got the money, she came back and said, would you loan me $5,000? I'll say, with the understanding, you're gonna pay me back. So what I did, I went to my bank, had a
Let me
check.
get some background from her, ma'am.
I know the defendant through a mutual friend, the plaintiff through a mutual friend, like he said. I met him, like he said, like 12 years ago. I seen him like maybe once or twice within the 12 years until he moved in with the mutual friend.
The bank robber.
Yes.
Is he really a bank robber? He went to prison for bank robbery?
Your
Several
Honor, that's
times.
his past.
Several times?
Yes, sir, at least about 6, 7 times.
Over the course of how many years?
Since I've been knowing him since '83.
Go ahead. So, mutual friend.
Yes, like he said, I used to come over just about every day, and we used to, well, actually, when I first came over, Kenny, I gravitated towards him because he used to read the Bible. So I enjoyed that part about him. But as I got to know him from coming over every day, I noticed quickly that he was a violent drunk, a complete violent drunk. Yes, and when we used to sit at the table and have our drinks together, behind a mutual friend's back, he used to make tongue gestures towards me as though he wanted to give me oral sex. Your Honor, I was not interested. I would
lied.
leave the room and go with the other friend.
Did you tell your mutual friend that he was doing that?
No, I did not
You
tell
didn't
him.
want to start in the mess?
No, I didn't.
You
I
knew
didn't
you
tell
were
him.
just going to say no, and so there's no reason.
Yeah,
to
I never really said anything. I would just turn my head or
A lot of women
leave the
do
room.
that, and that might be smart sometimes when know that it's going to be a big mess, and you know you're not interested in the guy, and you can just kind of swallow the disrespect to avoid having a big blow up with your mate and that person. So
Yes.
people make that choice, and that's the choice you'd made. Not to say anything, and then what?
Okay, more on his background. He was having sex with a young crackhead that lived next door to the mutual friend.
You're one
She-
too?
I don't know who to believe on this. So I'm going to get you. You brought a witness.
have a picture of him.
Now I'm going to bring his witness. Sir,
Okay.
come on, stand up, please. State your name.
Charles Coleman.
She said that he associates with crackheads.
I know nothing
You don't
about
know
that.
about that?
No.
Okay. She said he don't know nothing about it. Why y'all laughing? Just want to get expert opinion. Not expert. I just want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. I wanted to allow your witness to
Yes,
talk
sir.
about whatever
Yes.
he came here to talk.
But Your Honor, we be together every day. We used to work together.
Ma'am, tell me about how the loan occurred or the gift or what have you. What occurred?
Well, me and the mutual friend, we had fell out. He knew that the mutual friend was going to give me the $3,000 that I had needed. Once we fell out, the mutual friend wasn't going to give me the $3,000, and he offered to give it to me. Instead of $3, he gave me $5. And we were on vacation for the whole month. Me and him together were on vacation for
Where?
the whole. And we was in Miami, Sanford, the whole month of July. I got my tummy tuck at the same time. We went to visit his family, all of that.
Okay, you all weren't a couple,
No, we weren't a couple.
but you stayed together for a month?
Yes,
That'll tell you I wasn't
Yes.
interested.
yes.
You stayed together for a month and you gave her $5,000. You were something.
No, sir, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Did you stay with her for a month?
We stayed down there for 3 weeks because she was smoking and they couldn't do the operation when we went down the first week to get the operation done.
Cigarettes.
Be honest.
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes and marijuana. Don't tell me. And not only that, Your Honor, after she supposed to have the surgery, the doctor wouldn't do the surgery for an extra week. That's why we stayed down there an extra week. We were only supposed to be down there a week. And as a matter of fact, I wasn't even going. She asked me to take her down, and I hadn't seen my family in 2 years. That's the only reason why she had a ride down there.
Tell me about the money. Was it a gift or a loan, or why haven't you repaid? Tell me about that.
But there was never an agreement for me to pay him back.
You thought it was a gift?
Yes, I take it as a gift.
He never mentioned loan.
Your Honor, she came to me. She asked me, would you loan me the money to
When
have
was it
summer
again?
surgery?
When was it?
I gave her the check on 6/17. She asked me 2 days before that, and I told her, I says, as long as you
June of 2017?
No, 19.
When was she to repay?
No sooner she went back to work, she said, no sooner I get back to work, I'll start making payments to you.
And when was that to be, or when did that occur? When did she go back?
She went back to work exactly 1 month after this right here, after 6/17.
July of 19, she went back to work?
Yes, sir.
And what have you been saying to her about your money for the month?
I
that
want
she
my
had?
money.
And what has her response been?
She didn't say nothing, Your Honor. Every time I take him with me as a witness to ask her about my
She
money,
locks the
she
door.
come up with a different story. And he know that I loaned her money because I told him, I said, Chuck, she want to borrow $5,000, and I didn't want to lend it to her. And he told me, he said, loan it to her, see if she's going to be faithful like you've been faithful. I just been a friend. Your Honor, I had no interest
Has
in
he
this
ever
woman.
asked you to repay the money?
No, Your Honor, he hasn't.
Why do you hesitate?
Because she
So you
lied.
say, no, that usually doesn't mean you're being honest.
Your Honor, we had no agreement for me to pay him back.
Did he ever ask you to give him money
No,
since then?
he never asked me to give him any money.
To repay?
No.
All right.
Your-
What?
Your Honor, this guy, he was living with me also.
Mm-hmm.
He had lived with me, and then I guess he decided to move out abruptly.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I hadn't had any communication with
And
him.
how long ago was that?
That was September the 1st. And
Prior to that, did he ask about a loan repayment?
No.
Okay. And you say you did?
Your Honor, I did.
Okay, good enough. And the counterclaim for $5,000 breach of contract and emotional distress, how does he owe you?
Because, Your Honor, he pretty much basically disabled my vehicle, telling me that he was going to fix it up for me for my son. So still right now I have no vehicle, but in the process of that, we had came to an agreement that I was going to purchase a vehicle from him because I was giving that car to my son.
When was this?
Well, we were supposed to go down to the bank.
When did it happen?
I had been driving his car, that truck, for months while he was fixing on.
What month?
He started working on my car in March, April. Like the end of April, he started working on my vehicle. Now, I didn't agree to buy that car then.
What was the status of the car in July, August, and September? Had you all engaged in this car transaction by then?
No, at the end.
When did you all engage in the transaction?
At the end of August, we came to an agreement that I was going to purchase the vehicle from him.
For how much?
I was going to take over the payments because he still was paying on it. We were supposed, I had the first Friday of September off. We were supposed to go down to the bank and get everything situated, possibly put the loan in my name or at least get something notarized.
While doing all this, these new transactions, he never asked about repayment of the loan?
No.
Sir?
She
While
lied.
you're doing all these new transactions, you're still in the business with her, not having received a dime back. Why?
Your Honor.
Most people don't do that.
I
If
don't,
somebody
Your Honor, and I
jilts them
didn't.
out of $5,000,
Your Honor.
they don't go back in the business
And
with
I
it.
didn't, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. There was no car transaction?
The understanding.
Was there a car transaction? No. Okay, good enough. You have evidence that there was a car transaction. We
yes,
can get rid of this case
I
real
sang it.
quick.
I
Let's
sang
see
it.
it.
I
Let's
wanna
see
see
it. We can
that.
get rid of this real quick.
I want to see that, Your
I
Honor.
know. You're going to
still
see
making
it,
payments
and
on
then
the
you're
Jeep.
going to see the door after
Honor,
you do.
I'm still making
You said
payments
there
on the
was
Jeep, Your
no
Honor.
car transaction. Samaya Taylor.
Just the insurance.
Remove this to big girl. There was a transaction,
Your
sir.
Honor, the thing is this. I had
No, the
insurance on
thing
Jeep.
is you lied.
Okay,
Your
no, I'm not.
claim is dismissed and yours is granted. Clear perjury. I asked you several times.
Your Honor.
Was there a transaction? This is what you did.
The only,
So I say to
paid
you,
insurance on the
no.
car.
Have a
I'm
good
still making
day.
payments. You lied. You lied right through her teeth. You know, we were never friends. She just pulled this stunt because the guy that she was going with was a bank robber. And they plotted together against me. He pulled a gun on her and everything. The police reporter tell you. He'll tell you the guy came up and pulled a gun on her. That's the only reason why I stayed at the house for a month. And then when I gave her $500, she changed the key, changed the doors to the house, and still was driving my Jeep for 3 months.
You know what? I have nothing to say.
I know you don't,
I'm
because you
completely
lied.
satisfied.
You big liar.
Completely satisfied.
I guess you are.